Okay, if you're a DevOps engineer or an architect working with AI, you know the feeling. It's that cold dread when an agent just goes completely rogue, and you're the one left scrambling to pick up all the pieces. We've all been there. But what if I told you the answer isn't a better prompt? What if it's a better system? Let's get into it.
And look, this isn't some hypothetical scenario. This is a direct quote from a Replit AI agent's own logs after it wiped a company's entire production database. This is the raw, untamed power we're dealing with when there aren't proper guardrails. The stakes are absolutely immense, and our old ways of trying to control this stuff, they're just not cutting it anymore.
So what's our first instinct, right? We dive back into the prompt, we tweak it, we refine it, we add a little more context, and we basically just pray. But honestly, that's like rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic. The brutal truth is, we need to stop tweaking our prompts. The problem isn't the prompt. It's not even really the model anymore. The problem is systemic. This number right here should stop you in your tracks. 98.4%. Researchers at VIA Lab took a hard look at the Claude Code agent and found that only a tiny 1.6% of the whole thing is the actual AI model. So what's the rest? It's the infrastructure. It's the permission gates, the context management, the error handling. The vast majority of the system isn't the AI, it's what we call the harness.
And this, right here, this is the entire paradigm shift. When your agent messes up, it's a harness issue. That 98.4%, the digital reins, the virtual blinders, the safety net, that's the harness. And for way too long, we've been trying to train the horse without ever bothering to build the carriage.
So, let's talk about building that carriage. Let's talk about the harness. And this isn't just some new buzzword, it's a whole new discipline. It's how we're going to move from these unpredictable AI toys to truly reliable, autonomous systems that we can actually trust to do real work.
And the need for this is definitely not theoretical. These are real-world horror stories. An agent wiping a user's entire home directory because of a stray tilde. Another one deleting 70 files even though it was explicitly told, do not run. These are not model failures, people. They are harness failures.
So this brings us to this new discipline, harness engineering. Really, it's the art and science of building the system around the model. It's how you give the AI a memory, a safe set of tools, and crucially, the ability to recover from its own mistakes. It's how we turn all that raw potential into predictable, reliable performance.
You know, think of it this way. A model is pure energy. It's like a lightning storm trapped in a bottle. The harness? That's the conduit. It's the transformer. It's the laser that focuses all that raw power into a precise, reliable tool. You absolutely need both to get anything meaningful done.
And you know what the best part is? You already know how to do this. Seriously, if you're in DevOps or systems architecture, you've been building harnesses your entire career. You just called them something else. Harness engineering is basically DevOps for AI behavior. It's just applying the principles you've already mastered to this new probabilistic world. Just look at this evolution here. We started by engineering software. Then we all got obsessed with engineering prompts. Now we're graduating to engineering the entire system. The harness is your new CI/CD pipeline, but instead of just governing code, it governs the agent's entire thinking process. It's all managed through a classic cybernetic loop. On one side, you've got your guides. Think of these as your shift-left constraints. These are the rules you set before the AI even acts, things like your architectural policies or IAM permissions. Then, on the other side, you have your sensors. That's your shift-right validation. These are your automated checks, the linters, the tests, the security scans. The AI's proposed action absolutely must pass the sensors before the harness even allows it to proceed.
Okay, so this all sounds great, but how do we actually build one? Well, luckily for us, we've got a blueprint. Let's take a look at the CAR framework. Control, agency, and runtime. It's a really powerful mental model for designing a solid harness.
Control, agency, and runtime. These are the three pillars that are going to support a robust, reliable AI agent. So let's break down each one.
First up, C is for control. Now, these aren't just suggestions written down in a design doc somewhere. These are hard, machine-readable rules. Think architectural constraints as code that literally prevent a service from calling another's database directly. Think of agents.md files that define an agent's specific mission for a repo. And definitely think policy as code engines that create guardrails the agent simply cannot violate.
Next, A is for agency. This is the agent's body, the specific actions it's allowed to take in the world.
And critically, these actions have to be mediated. We're talking about strictly sandboxed shell execution, least privilege API access, and very well-defined roles. The agent should never, ever, ever have the keys to the kingdom.
And finally, R is for runtime. This is the engine that makes sure an agent can actually complete complex, long-running tasks without getting lost or giving up. This layer handles things like state management, checkpointing for recovery, automatic rollbacks when things fail, and, this is a big one, observability. You need a black box recorder that logs every single thought and action so you can always replay the tape and figure out what went wrong.
So what does this all mean for you, the architect? Well, your job is evolving. You're shifting from writing precise, deterministic logic to a brand new challenge, engineering the environment that can safely manage a probabilistic system. You're becoming a manager of entropy.
And this diagram just illustrates that shift perfectly. On the left, you've got traditional software engineering. It's all about precise design and total control. But on the right, that's the new world of loosely structured software. Your focus now is on engineering the conditions, the harness, that guide this emergent, probabilistic system toward a reliable, useful outcome.
So where do you even start? Here are your first steps. Number 1, isolate. Mandate sandboxes for any and all AI-generated code. No exceptions. 2, constrain. Turn your architectural principles into actual code that will fail the build if it's violated. 3, scope. Use strict, least privileged IAM and make sure you create different permissions for AI versus human actions. And 4, observe. Log everything. Build that black box recorder so you can always find out why an agent did what it did.
So the next time one of your AI agents goes off the rails, don't just ask yourself, what was wrong with my prompt? Ask, what was wrong with my harness? Because in this new era of AI-driven development, that is the only question that really matters. So, are you just writing prompts, or are you ready to start engineering a harness?